From coaches to casuals, grassroots to the league, this is Open Gym. I'm Coach Q.
Coach T.
Coach Way Too Nice.
Yeah. Money grab or investment. Some people, you hear a lot of bad about it. Mm-hmm. You hear when people are done wrong, anything. It's just like the sour baby mama. You're gonna hear all the bad, and it's gonna sound like, nah, this ain't worth it. Uh-huh. But then, like I said, when you listen, and I sat and I asked questions to these guys that was already in it, you want to know. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So there is a benefit in it. And I say that you're looking at an investment, because if your kid is a kid, and I always say metrics, people don't like to talk about that. I do. And I talk to my son about that. If your kid has the metrics, your kid has the potential, and potential really falls back on the metrics. Yeah. Is he going to be 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", and above? If your kid is 6 feet, it's harder. You get what I'm saying? So if your kid got the metrics, one, and then if you are really one of those guys that want your kid to play on these levels, it's an investment. Now, where it can seem like a money grab is when you have ass, guys. So when you got a player that, you might work out for 1 day a week or 2 days a week, guys, and then you think your son is all that. We always talk about that. You got guys that think their kids are better than what they are. Then it's going to seem like, oh, all they doing is collecting money. Yeah, because really, dude, you're not putting in the time and effort and making sure that your son is a sharp shooter, because you play against teams where kids really can shoot the ball at like a college level.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I played last year, and I couldn't believe it. I was like,
well, no, these kids put in a lot more work, nowadays to actually building their craft, which is a credit to the investment, like you say.
Yeah.
Like we always talk about, there are like 3 stages of, building into an elite athlete.
Yeah.
There's the the love stage. Right. I love it. I love the game. I love the game. Then there's a commitment stage.
Yeah.
And that last stage is, are you going to invest?
Invest in it.
I mean, we talking about not even money at that time. We're talking about as a player itself before it even gets to the money. Are you invested to your time, investing to your craft, that you're going to get better, want to be better?
Yeah.
So if you're not in, you can be committed. Committed is about, and like I said, these stages of love starts about elementary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Commitment comes about middle school, 6th, 7th grade. Mm-hmm. Investment comes 8th grade on.
Are you going to invest in his body?
Yeah.
Are you going to invest in? And then you start seeing this stuff, like you hear it, but then like when we played the first year of Halo, when we did they had where you could buy in towards the end to play in the tournament in the junior. They had where you could buy in.
Okay.
And I did that so the kids could see it. Man, we played what was the team out of New Jersey? What's Carmelo's old joint? What was that called?
Not Mello 23. Black Ops.
No, it wasn't Black Ops, and it might not have been out of Jersey. I think you just said it.
Team Mello 23. Mello 23 or something like that.
That was our first game. Okay. And man, like, bro, they was so well, like, you could tell this dude, he wasn't we talked about overrated coaches. Nothing overrated about him. He knew the game. Yeah, you could tell the ball didn't touch the floor.
No push-ups.
Guys leaking out. Oh, none of that. Ball, layup. Like, before you know it, I kid you not, in 2 minutes we was down by 30. And the parents, you should have look at their faces. I was looking up at them like, this is different. They need to see this.
Yeah.
We're developing, and y'all think that they're good. No, let's play in this tournament where you can see good.
Yeah, and you definitely got to have that balance when you're at that age too, where you're exposing these kids to what's real.
Yeah,
because it's good to be regionally or city or locally good. It's good to be good, winning your little state championship and all that.
And look, it's easy to go to Myrtle Beach.
It's easy to go to
TBA.
You can't do that no more. It's easy
because when it don't go to good teams,
it's easy to go win teammate nationals and everything.
Right.
Like that. But when you come back and you got to go back and play against, the elite of the elite, when you talking about and give credit to some of these tournaments we done played in, like the junior phenoms at one point in time. That was elite,
Right.
You made hoop junior tournaments, those type of things, or even the junior peach states and all that type of stuff. When you pull up and be like, oh.
Yeah. And the kids all your height. You got you might got five that's like 5'10". You think you all right, but all of them your height.
With all your parents saying, he the right age. He a reclass. Where's birth certificate at?
That's a double reclass.
That's a double reclass.
Right age,
what?
His daddy was
y'all forget that they make kids in different sizes in different areas of the country.
Right.
Parents be forgetting that part. They be like,
breed. They plan this.
Yes.
5'10" mama with 6'7" daddy.
Definitely, shows.
Yeah.
Based on the height requirements. The metrics. The metrics were definitely
and it paid off.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, your kids be on there. Shout out to my the kids I coach. But
you can't
pause moment. You can't say nothing.
Sidebar, like they say, bro. You can't say nothing nowadays.
Oh,
you can't
nothing.
Eat a nigga balls, coach.
Right,
bro. I just said.
I told him. I said, you want to be on defense. You want to be wide and long. They was like, oh. I said,
but you felt like you done got go cut somebody kid out or something. Like, what I do? Nah, bro.
Right.
That shit crazy.
But I would look at it. Back to your question, Q. Investment.
So I ask this: we've all been around the circuit for a long enough time.
Mm-hmm.
As we're talking about platforms, investment, money grabs, what are some AAU money grabs?
So, admission into a tournament for parents. That is
definitely is. That has become a crazy money grab.
Yeah. I mean, it's become a crazy money grab just based on what you put into promoting that tournament.
Yeah.
So you're trying to recoup that by you're charging literally. I've heard parents say they paid everywhere from $100 to $300 for a weekend. Yes, because you're talking about if we traveled together. I may have came 5-6 deep.
Oh yeah.
I'll spend $1,000 just going to the game.
I'm gonna tell you the craziest money. Last year we played in the joint. He didn't have no weekend band. It was a dub each day.
They started that.
That's a new thing. A dub to 30 for the day.
And no weekend band. You'll see them posted. No weekend band. 20 each day, 25 each day. They if it's one thing that they have worked on hustling, it's the hell out of parents when it comes down to what they pay.
And then you walk in and see a table full of gear.
Mm-hmm.
And you already know. Kid want a May Hoops hoodie. Right. Your kid want EYBLs. They ain't even played an EYBL.
Yeah,
but they want the EYBL tights, the daggone what they call the dry fit.
Y'all better start checking these Instagrams. Y'all see these directors in Onyx with Cuban links on.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, bro. They putting up in Maseratis and daggone what's the new trucks called? The new Tesla truck.
Truck.
They put the hype coming to put up in cyber trucks with the rap on it already.
Right.
With the team rap.
Right. But tell them not Coach Trey.
Nah, not me. Not me. Look, man, I'm a good old country boy, man. West Virginia, man. We don't do all that,
So, all right. So we have parents right now. The money grab is the tournaments. Any other AAU money grabs?
Training.
Yeah.
Training is a money grab. Please, and of course we started off this podcast talking about dash trainers and all those type of things and not everything like that though. But I will say, parents, do your homework.
Yes,
do your homework. Do your research and your homework because training has become a money grab.
Yeah,
and it's sad to say. I love that people want to help people, but at the same time, not everyone is capable of helping them in that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to put anyone's mindset to want to help kids down because I get it. You may see something that you feel like you can help a kid with, but it may not be through training.
And you're probably talking about the 17 kid cone choreography that happened. Where it's the session is 17 kids and they got 3 cones set up.
Yeah.
Like in and out cross.
Yeah.
To a step jab. And
to
then
where you spend half the time holding your ball.
Yeah.
For the next rep. It's like, your kid got 10 reps in the day in the hour. You just paid $150.
Yeah. So stay away from that, parents. The 17 kids.
The 7. What if I say do your homework, do your research? Talk to parents to have kids that you see as elite. Mm-hmm. In a sense, like hey, I feel like we would be better off in this world if we actually learn to communicate with each other on a more positive level.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem, Wayne. These guys want to work together.
That's the issue that we're going through right now. Yeah. And, this can go above basketball, beyond basketball, as far as what we're saying. But in this community, we have to learn how to work together to benefit the youth.
I'm gonna tell you something, Wayne. I'm gonna chime in on this, and people need to hear this because I'm a prideless guy. Right? I got a kid at Mallard Creek that I seen at a program that I seen he could be good. I told his dad, let me work with him. He did. Got results, 2 years. He's good. But y'all always hear me say, let him go. Let him go. Because I know I didn't play at a Division I level. I can get him good enough to play to make it to this level. And then I got him with another trainer and told his dad about, hey, get him with this guy. He got more availability. He's in there in the morning. He could do morning workouts. He could do, I got a job. I got a job. These trainers got to know your lane. All right. Help the guys with the foundational level. I'm great at that. And then I'm going to say, hey, you should go here. You should go here, or you should go there. He'll be able to further you along. And if the trainers start talking like that and get to that where, look, man, it's nothing wrong with being a foundational guy. I think I'm one of the best in the city, and I stand on that.
10
you get
toes.
what I'm saying? 10 toe. But when it comes to, okay, what you seen at a Division I level, what the next guy seen, like push him on and let him see his workout. And then you can actually go to his workout to see too if it's BS, because sometimes these guys that's been there don't know how to train either. Everybody ain't trainers either. So y'all got, like you said, do your homework, because a lot of these guys want to do it because they know they can make money. But look at his regimen. Look at what he's actually having them doing. And, like you said, talk to the elite guys and see what they do and ask them, what do your son do?
Yeah, because, you can see there are games that there are young men, young women right now that we've watched just even over the last 3 or 4 years. You'd be like, oh, I can tell that kid's been in the gym.
Yeah, been working. Yeah,
I could tell that kid's been working. Those are the kids you should be approaching. But here lies again is the problem that we have within that basketball community, especially here. We don't want to be vulnerable. We don't want to, look like I don't know. So I'm not going to ask. So like, and I'm sitting here in my mind, like, I know these guys know, but my pride is not going to allow me to, hey, bro. So, what you been doing? You know what I mean? Like,
I'm going to ask you that, Wayne. I'm gonna ask you that. That's the difference between me and you. I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, bro. It has to be that situation where it's like, what you see, bro. What you see.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a vulnerable person in this moment. Like, I don't see it. What do you see?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? What are you doing?
Right.
Because obviously you're getting results out. So what is it that I can change or I can add? So we have to be vulnerable in those moments. And, when I say we, I'm saying as a community in the basketball, these trainers, all that have to be more vulnerable.
They do.
And not to a default, but to effect of like, bro, there is no way we have all these basketball minds that have came out this city, have came to this city, in this state, in this area, that we should not be a conglomerate and ruling the East Coast and the South.
That word that you said, conglomerate. That's all the trainers. Look, man, and me and Wayne need a percentage of this. Y'all all need to sit down and come up with a plan for these kids. It's going to help them. We have our own farm system. They ain't got to go overseas. You get the Bless, you get the Tev under pressure, you get all these guys, DeJuan, you get Wayne, you get these guys and put them in a room and say, look, man, you going to start with the kid here.
You work on this, we hit that, and we work together.
Middle school, he need this. High school, he need this. It's that easy, guys.
Shooting, rebounding, like.
And if y'all want me to do it, I'll run. I'm good at getting people together. That's what I'm saying.
And that's what I feel like is just missing, though, in this community, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we are a very. It's funny. I sit in games and I look around like, dang, it's a lot of damn dudes that I done seen, watched, played with, played against, knew about before I played. There's like, it's too many basketball minds in this one building.
Yeah.
And then invest in yourself. My bad, Q.
Now you get
invest in yourself. Go see Phil Handy in California.
If you got the bag like that,
$1,500. Y'all be spending money on everything else. Going to Cancun. If you want to be a trainer, go to Phil Handy, get certified. 4 days.
Because I would say Phil Handy got the camp. He got the training camp.
Yeah, like, see, y'all don't even know that. Yeah, I'm putting y'all on game.
That part.
So I guess to stay to where we're at, AAU money grabs.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about the trainers. We talked about what was the first
admissions?
Yeah, on the parent side. What are some of the money grabs when it comes down to the teams? And then we can move to the tournaments. Are there money grabs associated with AAU basketball when it comes down to teams?
I'll say this, and I'll let you go.
Go ahead, you go.
I'm just going to be quick
because you have a bigger background far as actually running the program. So I respect that and concede.
Look, now all I got to say is, if a fee is $4,000, let me know what that's going on. And I ain't knocking nobody and none of that, but I mean, I just put together a schedule for my guys, and it don't cost that much.
So let me ask you this: are there, especially from a person that's run a program, are there different levels of fees that are required for different levels from elementary, middle school, and high school? So is there? Because I can imagine that once you get to a high school level, you only have a certain period of time to actually be playing AAU basketball. Yeah. So it's only doing live periods. So, and you may do some unlive things, but for the most part, if you're running an efficient program, it's like, I want to have majority of my schedule, be it whatever it may be, the Phenom Hoops, big shots. If I'm on that circuit level, if I'm on that, not on the circuit level, independent. Like, so what does that look like as far as different levels of, so elementary, middle, high school, as far as fees?
That's a good question. I'm gonna be honest. Now I ain't got no answer for that, Wayne. But I will tell you this though. With those younger teams, it's just the gym. The gyms is the biggest part. The gym, getting in the gym and paying for a gym is a bit in these events. Because now, like you said, as far as not even talking about the admission, what they're charging, what these program directors is charging to play in the event. So that's going up. So I really don't. I wish I could give you a more concrete on what you're saying with the levels.
Yeah.
But what I will say is the biggest part of the money, and parents, it do cost money. So if y'all asking if guys are, hoodwinking you and taking your money, you might have, if they charge $4,000, they might be, but I will say that, but
I guess I'll answer where I can answer. I ain't been a program director, but I know, as we spoke about before, like if you was a coach at Grind for like a certain period of time, there was a bit of program director-ishness that you was doing because you had to find your gyms, you had to lock down practice times, you had to pretty much like get the money from the parents, and you had to sign up the tournaments, and then make sure them tournaments was paid.
So you was being a program director, you didn't even know it.
Right. And especially if you like, shout out to my team moms. We had some
great
good team moms. But so saying that to say with the first part of what you're saying, like difference between elementary and then high school XYZ, it probably actually costs more if you're trying to be an elite level elementary
now
school.
That I will say that
because of it's so many more tournaments.
And not even just that.
And then it's but so many more tournaments, so many more practices. And then like we were trying to do like the two practices a week thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if, like,
that's more money.
Like that alone, when you're thinking about in a month, the bottom rate for like a gym, you're talking about 45 to 50. And you need at least 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're trying to do that twice. So now you're talking about that's what is that, like $200 a week almost.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put that so now you're talking about almost $800 a week.
800 or
maybe
more.
Maybe if you get inside like a public school, that's $35. So then you could break it down a little bit, but that's still about $600.
Yeah.
And then you're doing that over the course of, sometimes you start inside December, maybe November. Because you're doing like a winter league.
You talking about October?
Yeah. No, I was trying to be generous.
Yeah, I'm about to say
that's 8 months a month. 9 months.
Well, if you remember when the babies we had the elementary, really wasn't no time. It was almost damn near year-round basketball.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
it was damn. So
going right in the fall.
You want the one time that it wasn't. It would be, this is what I call like open gym season, where nationals just ended. So middle July, up until like September, like the first 2 weeks in September.
Yeah, because you get them to start school and all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
you're right.
But August, second week of August drop. Every AAU team is fall tryouts.
Yeah.
Da. Yeah. And it's always gonna be in September.
Yeah.
And your first games usually be October. And then if you was with us, they needed you inside a winter league. Mm-hmm. You had to be in that winter league, and that was gonna run all the way to July. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's really basketball. Like kind of only 2. It's like 10 years. I mean, not 10 years, 10 months.
Yeah.
When you really sit and think about it. When it came down to it. But saying that, going back to your question, the main piece would be, well, not the main piece, but I think the younger levels cost way more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of it's still practice time, tournament time, and it's for a longer period of time.
But I'll say this, Q. I'll say kind of across the board, it's still going to be expensive because even jumping in what I'm jumping in, they want more money than the usual price.
So for a tournament, what is it hitting for now?
Man, you looking at damn near 600.
Yeah, I'm about to say you talking about the.
But that's close. Like if we're talking about like some of the later circuits that was getting on, but even junior phenom, if you wasn't more times than not, we all had decent teams, so they throw a little discount. Yeah, or we were jumping in with like 3 or 4 teams.
Oh yeah.
No, I mean, they was hitting 400 back then.
The relationships of what you had with these particular tournament directors determine that as well. You know what I mean? Like, if you speaking from just a general aspect of it, it's expensive, and this was kind of I'm kind of giving a little insight to some of these parents that so they understand the money itself. Mm-hmm. On some real type stuff.
Yeah.
Because for real, the money going to the tournament, but the tournament ain't really cost what they said it costs.
That happens.
Because as a program,
that's the relationship part.
Relationship part.
You was lucky. You was under a different umbrella for a little bit.
Yeah. For sure.
When you had that TU.
For sure.
When we was independent grinding for a little bit over at Grind.
I got you. It was
until we got. I know you got the ranking question.
Yeah.
In which I think we can go players and teams.
Yeah.
But there was a time once you made it on one of them rankings, price started dropping. Or they was like, "Hey, y'all free this weekend? We can."
Well, you know what?
Nothing.
One thing I will say, and I love to get shout outs. You know, what I mean, we at that point now where I can, I can, kind of speak on things.
Yeah.
Jeremy with AAU, the way he was trying to do his.
Yeah,
he made it easy, bro. Because he at the time when we were trying to, build from the youth up, he fell in love with what we were doing. Mm-hmm. So it made a sense to where he promoted a lot of what we were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna say his ranking system was.
No, I don't speak on that part. I'm not speaking on that at all. I'm just saying.
But I like what he was doing.
The acknowledgement of what he was doing.
I like rings. He would do the rings and some
the little ring. But not even that. It's just more so how he tried to do what people are doing now.
Yeah.
Through an AAU system that was, something that's been around for years.
He was handcuffed a little bit, but he was
handcuffed to basically how they move. But in a sense, he was trying to introduce things to them that would have helped them stay relevant.
Yeah.
Which is why, they've kind of dwindled in that basketball world. Coming up, nothing was more important than the actual AAU.
Yeah, right.
Nothing was more important than that. Like, I remember, actually getting a letter to come and try out for an AAU organization.
It's what like made hoops. Like right now, they be like, where we'll be playing junior made hoop circuit teams.
Yeah, like
made hoop circuit teams.
Made hoops is like
UA Rise team.
You know, things
back in the day was like AAU team.
And then the regionals was everything. You remember that? You had to play in the
so you had like
where you did the
like teams
back
that
when we
together,
first came in. Like we came in at like the transition time.
Yeah.
Where it still meant something back when we came in. Like
exactly.
Even at the second,
to
third
win an
grade,
AAU state championship. When they first got into coaching, it was like
it was lit,
and it meant even more playing back in the day. Like the AAU state championship was like
everything, and the craziest games. You remember the CP3 and this United games,
bro, all those were amazing games. Like you sitting there, you realize it's a sellout crowd for a fourth grade AAU state championship.
It was the Stars then, but Stars
United. Then you also had just United versus before it was CP3. They was Team Felton. Then they went to CP3,
Felton, and then Bull City.
Bull City, bro. You know, it was shout out to a lot of programs that were building in that space at that time. But also a credit to what I was privy to growing up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, growing up, if you didn't make an AAU team, it was 3 AAU teams in Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Nets, the Royals, and the Aces.
Aces, yeah.
If you didn't make one of them teams, you know what you did that summer? You played church ball, you played rec ball, you got your game right.
Mm-hmm.
But it was motivation to understand that just because your dad go start a team, he's not on the level of what we doing.
Right.
There were literally levels to that shit in a sense.
Yeah.
You know, so to where like now it's so watered down that it's hard to even say it's hard to recognize programs.
It is.
To where you have to be backed by kind of circling back to what you've done and what we were talking about AAU you have to be associated with a shoe brand or something or a name to be relevant.
Right.
Because I'll never forget, bro, we went to that Memorial Day tournament up at Takeover. The first Takeover tournament we went to 4th grade.
Mm-hmm.
We was up there, y'all were up there. And I asked Buddy, I was like, yo, so why do these teams get to automatically go to bracket play and even if they lose and everything? He was like, well, you know, that's a super pool.
Yeah.
I say, so what makes a super pool? Like, bro, we was, you know, state champs, you know what I mean? Second run up to CP3, who y'all beat? It's like, oh wow, we doing this at 4th grade.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, you talking about the MLK?
Yeah, Durham. Was it?
No, I'm talking about DC. The one.
I knew exactly.
I mean, you was going back and forth on Facebook about that.
Damn it!
But that particular tournament though was like, I asked my dude, the dude that comes Takeover.
One of my marquee wins inside that tournament.
I did. We got 2 of them too in that tournament. You know what I mean?
That's
so
when we caught. That was when Thrill was.
Yeah, y'all caught Thrill.
We caught Thrill that
and we caught Ward, Fight Ward, and New World on that one.
Yeah.
So we got those 2, but.